Beckett has a folder on his laptop titled The Grand Plan. Inside that folder are business models, marketing strategies, and brand identities for a project he's been developing for 3 years. Every New Year's Eve, he tells himself, "This is the year." But then January hits, and Beckett finds a reason to delay. He tells himself he's waiting for the right time. He's waiting for the market to stabilize. He's waiting for his bank account to hit a specific number. He's waiting to feel ready. But the truth? Beckett is a strategic procrastinator. He has turned preparation into a hiding place. He is addicted to the safety of the potential version of himself. As long as he doesn't start, he can't fail. He can keep telling people at parties that he's working on something big, and they'll keep giving him the pity dopamine of their interest. Beckett realizes that while he's been waiting for the perfect conditions, people with half his talent and double his grit have already passed him. He realizes that timing is a ghost. It doesn't exist. There is no perfect moment coming to save him. Tonight, Beckett is deleting the grand plan. He is going to realize that the only difference between a dreamer and a doer is the willingness to be messy. This is the 1,600-word blueprint for the hard start. It's time to stop waiting for the right time and realize that the right time is a choice you make. Beckett begins by looking at the neurobiology of hesitation. He discovers that waiting isn't a neutral state. It's a high cortisol state. When you have a goal you aren't acting on, your brain creates an open loop. This loop consumes background energy, leading to chronic, low-level anxiety and eventual burnout. He learns about the 5-second rule, popularized by Mel Robbins but rooted in neuroscience. He realizes that there is a 5-second window between an idea and the moment the brain kills it with fear. If he doesn't move physically within those 5 seconds, the amygdala takes over and creates a logical excuse to stay safe. He realizes that confidence is a muscle, not a prerequisite. You don't get confident so that you can start. You start so that you can get confident. Every time Beckett waits, he is training his brain to be a spectator. Every time he acts, he is training his brain to be a predator. He looks at his life in Philadelphia. He realizes he is surrounded by waiters, people waiting for the weekend, waiting for a promotion, waiting for the one. He decides to become an anomaly. He is going to adopt a bias toward action. He realizes that an imperfect plan executed today is worth 10 times more than a perfect plan executed someday. He is moving from a reflective state to an executive state. Beckett implements the minimum viable action protocol. He realizes that the reason he hasn't started is that his goals are too grand. They are so big, they are paralyzing. He breaks the grand plan into atomic units. Instead of launching a company, his goal for Saturday morning is register the domain name. Instead of getting in peak shape, his goal for 6 a.m. is put on my running shoes. He adopts the no research rule. For the first 48 hours of any new project, he is forbidden from researching on YouTube or Google. He realized that research was just another form of procrastination. If he wants to learn how to do something, he has to do it until he breaks it, and then research how to fix it. This is just-in-time learning versus just-in-case learning. He creates a frictionless environment. He realizes that if he waits for the mood to strike, he'll be waiting forever. He sets up his workspace the night before. He eliminates decision fatigue. He realizes that willpower is a finite resource, and he's been wasting his on deciding when to start. By making the start automatic, he preserves his energy for the doing. By the end of the first week, Beckett has done more than he did in the previous 3 years. He has a website. He has a prototype. He has a failed first attempt. He feels a sense of primal momentum. He realizes that the right time was actually just a mental wall he had built to protect his ego. Now that the wall is down, there is no limit to his speed. When Beckett starts moving, the waiters in his life get uncomfortable. This is the social friction of growth. His friends in Philly start making jokes. "Oh, look at Beckett, the big entrepreneur. I thought you were waiting for the market to dip." He realizes that his action is a mirror to their inaction. By starting, he is unintentionally pointing out that they are still standing still. He adopts the silent execution policy. He stops talking about his plans. He stops seeking feedback from people who aren't in the arena. He realizes that asking for advice is often just another way to delay. He moves into the dark phase. He discovers the power of the first draft. He realizes that perfect is the enemy of done. He sends out his first pitch. It's clunky. He gets rejected. But he feels a surge of invincibility. Why? Because he survived the rejection. The right time myth was built on the fear that a rejection would kill him. Now that he's dead, he's free. He realizes that status is for the static. People who care about their aura and their image are the ones who stay stuck. People who care about impact and results are the ones who are willing to look like fools in the beginning. Beckett decides to be the fool who wins, rather than the genius who waits. 3 months later, Beckett is in a different universe. His business isn't perfect, but it's real. It's generating revenue. It's solving problems. He realized that he learned more in 12 weeks of doing than he did in 12 years of planning. He has achieved temporal sovereignty. He no longer checks the news to see if it's a good time to invest or start. He knows that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. He looks at his bank account and his confidence levels. Both are vertical. He realized that waiting is an expense. Every day he didn't start was a day of lost compounding interest, not just in money, but in skills and reputation. He walks through the streets of Philly with a sense of aggressive presence. He isn't planning his life anymore. He is living it. He has moved from the waiting room to the control room. He realized that the right time was never a date on a calendar. It was a mental gear. He has finally shifted into drive. Beckett is sitting in his industrial-style office. The clock on the wall is ticking, but he isn't listening to it. He is typing. He is creating. He looks at the camera, at you. "You have that tab open, don't you?" he says. "That idea you've been massaging for months. That gym membership you're going to start when work slows down. That conversation you're waiting for the right mood to have. I'm going to tell you the truth. The mood isn't coming. The work isn't going to slow down. The market isn't going to stabilize. The right time is a lie told by cowards to make themselves feel better about being stuck. You aren't preparing, you're rotting. Starting today, I want you to perform a hard start. Pick the smallest, messiest version of your goal and do it in the next 60 minutes. Post the video. Send the email. Register the name. Stop waiting for the sign. The sign is the fact that you're still breathing. Don't be the person who had potential. Be the person who had results. The clock is always at 0. Move. The wait is over.